2019 Hong Kong anti-extradition bill protest styles. Decentralized leadership. After the internal conflicts over the leadership of the 2014 Occupy protests as well as the imprisonment of high-profile figures in the movement, the 2019 anti-extradition bill protests was highlighted with a decentralized style of no leadership. Although the Civil Human Rights Front, CHRF, with pro-democracy camps background has a long history of organizing social movements and the organizer of the two massive protests on 9 and 16 June, while Demosisto led by Joshua Wong and the pro-independence groups such as Student Localism called on supporters to participate in marches, rallies, and other forms of direct action, none have stepped up to claim leadership. The pro-democracy legislators were present at the protest scenes, but largely as secondary or supporting roles. Moreover, the protesters' logistical practices, bringing supplies, setting up medical stations, rapid mass communication, were inbuilt from the last protests and largely voluntary. Online activism. Protesters also took to the internet to exchange information and ideas. Netizens who are mostly anonymous posted on popular online forum League for Creative Protest, disrupting the MTR services, gathering for vigils or organizing picnics, making anti-extradition bill memes that appeal to conservative values so that Hong Kong elderly would better understand the anti-extradition rationale. Lulu Yilong Chen of Bloomberg News stated that protesters had been using Telegram to communicate in order to conceal their own identity and prevent tracking by the Chinese government and Hong Kong police force. The app's servers were under DDoS attacks on 12 June. The app's founder Pavel Durov identified the origin of the attack as China, and stated that it coincided in time with protests in Hong Kong. Petition campaigns. From May 2019 onwards, multiple petitions against the bill from over 200 secondary schools, various industries, professions and neighborhoods were created. More than 167,000 students, alumni and teachers from all public universities and 1 in 7 secondary schools in Hong Kong, including St. Francis Canusian College which Carrie Lam attended, also launched online petitions against the extradition bill in a snowballing campaign. St. Mary's Canusian College and Yan College, Kowloon, which Secretary for Justice Teresa Chang and Secretary for Security John Lee attended, respectively, also joined the campaign. Even the alumni, students and teachers at St. Stephen's College, which the victim in the Taiwan homicide case Poon Chi-wing attended from Form 1 to Form 3, were unconvinced as they accused the government of using her case as a pretext to force the bill's passage. There are also various online petitions including We the People and Change.org. Generally, the petitions request governments in Western countries to respond to the extradition bill and hold the officials who push the bill forward accountable and reprehensible by the means of sanctioning and through revoking their citizenship. One petition urged the French government to strip Carrie Lam of her Legion of Honor award. Christian hymn. A 1974 Christian hymn called Sing Hallelujah to the Lord has become the unofficial anthem of the anti-extradition protests as it was heard everywhere at the protest sites. On 9 June, a group of Christians began to sing the 4-line verse simple melody at the central government complex after the end of massive protest as they held a public prayer meeting through the night. Led by pastors, the Christians stood between the crowds and police to help prevent violence and pray for Hong Kong with the hymn. Under Hong Kong's Public Order Ordinance, religious gatherings are exempt from the definition of a gathering or assembly and therefore more difficult to police. The song was repeatedly sung over 10 hours throughout the night and quickly became viral online. It became the unofficial anthem of the protests sung by Christians and non-Christians as it could be often heard at the protests.